25 Slaves of Christmas.
Oh, that one was good. I like that one. It's Slay 10.
Slay 10, man. We're hanging 10 on Slay 10. And this one, we had a pretty groovy one, I guess. Jack Frost.
Yeah, Jack Frost. Not the Michael Keaton one.
Not the Michael Keaton
classic
one.
mistake. Classic mistake. My whole life, I got those two movies fucking mixed up.
This movie, actually, when I seen this as a child, I was a kid. I do believe it is because one of somebody I knew had went to the local video store in town and they were going to get the Michael Keaton Jack Frost movie, or it was in theaters at the time or something like that. And they saw this Jack Frost movie there and they were like, oh, it's Jack Frost. This is going to be a nice, fun movie. And they rented that and they let them. And it just got around word of mouth. So we all had to go up in there and rent this one.
Yeah.
And boy, is it a doozy.
It was something.
I believe that's what's the actress's name? Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Is that like her debut there? Maybe, I don't know.
I think it was. It was definitely, according to the IMDb trivia, it was her first nude scene prior to American Pie, which I was like, I know this chick, and she was the foreign girl that Jim was into in American Pie. And it said, this is her first nude scene prior to American Pie before she got implants for that role. I was like, interesting. I don't know if she got them for that role, but she got implants prior to her.
Prior to that role. Yes. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like, it was just funny to me that was like one of the most liked trivia facts on.
Very interesting first nude scene if you're an actress, I would think.
Definitely. Actually, yeah. Oh man, I guess if we're just gonna get right into this, spoilers for the 1997 Jack Frost here.
This one's long enough that if we're spoiling it, sorry about you.
I feel like we should get back to this scene here in a second, but I'm gonna tell you, you might be shocked, but I did not like this movie at all.
Oh wow, I'm not that shocked. I don't think.
I honestly I didn't even because I mean we've watched other garbage flicks recently that I don't mind a good bad movie, and to me this one was not a good bad movie. I just didn't dig it, man. I just couldn't get into it, and I don't know why. I just nothing about it hit. It just felt so bland to me, and maybe because we've been exposing ourselves to so much just crazy Christmas horror shit this week.
I just think
this was mild in comparison.
I just think the entire movie is just fucking ridiculous, if you ask me, because it's like, okay, so this guy's a killer and he gets nitrous oxide, I believe, put on him, and
some experimental acid that the FBI is responsible for or something.
And this forces, and he melts into the snow.
I mean, there's there's definitely things about it that I like. I mean, the fact that he's essentially he's like a supervillain. I mean, the fact that he's just got the ability to melt and refreeze in places. I as I was watching this, I was like, I could definitely see where in the right hands somebody could remake this movie and make it something really fun, something good with today's know-how, I guess.
Oh, it's just I mean it's just the stupid as fuck movie in my opinion, and that's why I've always watched it. I think I've only watched it twice, maybe 3 times, and it's just because of that. Because it's I don't even know what the people behind this movie were thinking when they wanted to make this movie, because it was like you said, he's very super villain-esque.
Yeah, it's just kind of all over the place, man.
I think they really thought hey man, I think we're making the next Freddy fucking Krueger here with Jack Frost.
Yeah,
and it's
man, nothing landed for me. Nothing worked for me in this movie. The kills never got to a point that I was oh, those are worth talking about. The fucking quips, the little one-liners that he has, I saw on the internet, a lot of people thought oh, these lines are classics from that movie. And again, I blame the exposure of the 25 Slaves of Christmas on why I didn't like this movie so much. Because I've been listening to these fucking one-liners all week, and by day 10, you got to do better than that, Jack.
Well, the sequel made it look like he was in Hawaii on the beach, which is what?
Why not?
So they might have just stepped it up, but like I don't know. Like to me, like the things that made it funny to me was like when Shannon Elizabeth was getting killed, and like it's like here's this guy just and he's just bouncing her against the wall, and you
Yeah,
can clearly tell that she is not in any sort of like harm or nothing. I believe there's even like a quick scene where it's like you can hear them like it's like they're recording in there and you can hear that he's clearly not even hitting her against that wall, and then she just slowly is like uh I'm dead, you know, like what, no. And that's why I'm like, okay.
so that scene, when that scene came on, I was like, that was the first moment I was just like shocked genuinely by this movie, because I was like, wait, is this a rape scene? Like, am I
I'm pretty sure it
I
is.
was like,
I'm
is
pretty
this a
sure
rape
it
scene?
is.
Well, I found something out. Thank you, IMDb trivia. So that scene was not intended to be a rape scene. It is said to be a rape scene now. Like they're like, yeah, that's what happens. Jack Frost rapes her, which to me is weird and very unsettling. It's probably the most evil thing that this fucking prick of a snowman does, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I think it was like super fucked up. But so I read how that scene became a rape scene was originally, it's exactly what you were saying. Like it was just him like freezing her like into him, and he was literally just killing her by slamming her against the wall. And the director thought nothing of it. And it was by the time it got to the editor and he was cutting it together, he pointed out, he's like, you know what this looks like, right? It's like with the carrot floating up to the top of the thing and his nose
Yeah.
being there, like when it's happening and all this other stuff. And
And then he picks the nose up
and
afterwards.
then he goes, oh shit. He's like, you're right. It does look like that. Well, so instead of going back and reshooting it and trying to get continuity together, they just added in some one liners after about like some dirty sex lines after to make it a rape scene.
Now that's the one thing I remember from being that was like the word of mouth as kids. Like that was the things that you couldn't fucking
I could
believe.
see where that would,
A fucking snowman,
yeah,
you know, like what the hell were they thinking?
yeah. If I had honestly, because that sounds like one of those things that like in junior high we had like our own like little hometown like video store, and like it was one of those. We're such a small town with such a small video store. It's not even there anymore. That like there was no porn section. They were just kind of peppered in with with the standard stuff. So there's like the erotic misadventures of the Invisible Man was one.
Oh yeah,
Word
yeah.
of mouth, like everybody knew it was there. And Jack Frost is one I distinctly remember on the shelves of the video store. Like the cover is unforgettable.
Yeah, just the snowman face all mad
Yeah,
and
with
shit. Yeah.
the jagged teeth and stuff. And yeah, I can see what you mean by them trying to be like, oh, we're making the next fucking Freddy Krueger. It's just like, not very well, you're not, you know?
No, no, this is one of those movies where like, yeah, you gotta want to watch this shit to watch this shit.
Yeah, you do.
Because there's something like I said, it's just because it's like you could tell the budget wasn't that big. It was just a guy in a fluffy snowman suit, most of
I
it.
heard they only made one. They only made one of the snowmen. They meant to make more. Either they just didn't have the budget or they just didn't do it. And they just used one snowman for the whole movie.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, man.
We'll just make him change into fucking water. It's probably what
Which,
they
like, I
said.
honestly thought that was cool. Like, I thought that was like, there are cool ideas in this movie.
Just not executed well.
Yeah, it's because honestly, for me, like, it's weird for me to find movies that I dislike. Like, genuinely, like, I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna watch this again. That's not to say I won't find myself watching Jack Frost again before I pass away, but it's not something I plan on seeking out myself.
Yeah. I mean, probably same. It's been
Yo,
years since
wait
I've
a
seen
minute.
it.
Now let's talk about the kid trying to feed his dad antifreeze and that just being like don't even worry about it, bud. Like what the fuck? Talk
Yeah,
about a what the fuck moment. Like this is the two moments: the rape scene, and then like the kid's like, "You're gonna be mad at me." It's like because he's like, "What was in those oats?" He's like, "Oh, you're gonna be mad at me, but I didn't want you to be cold." He's like, "I wanted you to be warm. I put antifreeze in it." I'm like, I thought he was gonna say like cinnamon or some shit, like I thought he was.
Nope.
I put antifreeze in it. What the fuck? Like, this kid's been in the kitchen this whole movie cooking shit up like
Crazy little
high
shit.
on that fucking little shit. Like
Yeah.
threw me off.
Craziest little shit, man. So what kind of score would you give this one though?
Oh man. So just like the last one where what constitutes 10 out of 10, you know?
Uh-oh.
I also have to think to myself like what constitutes like the lower scores, and for me, I really had to think on this one, and I'm gonna go with a 3.
3. Okay.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Oosh. Coming in the lowest I think you've given yet. Yes, easily. You know what? Like, as much as I like this one when I was immature as a child and had seen it for the first time, and you're laughing at everything. Yeah, man. I have to go the same at my age now and be like, I gave this one a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Like I said, it's one of those that it does have some okay shit in it. You know what I mean? Like that you're like, huh, that's funny, or yeah, that's cool. I personally I always just laughed at the kill of the guy that's outside and he gets the axe shoved down his throat.
That is a ridiculous kill.
Yeah, that it's just like, what? Okay. So I do enjoy that, but like I said, that's I think what one Once Upon a Time at Christmas we gave a 5 out, like I think I gave that a 5 out of 10 or something like that because it was still enjoyable.
Right, yeah. I
This
saw that
one's
I'm watching. I think I gave it like, yeah, like a I think we both gave it like a 5.5.
yeah, something
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
that.
got it right here. I got it. Yeah, we both gave it a 5.5.
This one's not that enjoyable.
Yeah. Because that one, it wasn't very good, but it was enjoyable. And this
If you try to recreate the 25 slaves, I'm sorry. If you
well,
get when you get to
that's
this
what we're
one,
here for.
yeah,
We're trying to perfect your 25 Slaves of Christmas.
this one can be left off the list next year.
Exactly.
We're not gonna check it twice, so
Yeah.
ugh.
No
I think
Jack
it's the
Frost.
first one too.
Yeah, that's I otherwise, there's not others that I'd be like, yeah, definitely put this on your Christmas list, but there haven't been any that we have deterred you from, told you not to. This is
Yeah,
first.
didn't age well. Didn't age well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think there's anything more I can say about it without being redundant.
Me either on this one, yeah, because it'll just be a lot of the same old gripes and qualms about it.
I can't even say get fucked up and watch it because I was pretty stony baloney and I was still like the same.
Get fucked up so much that you forget about it. I would
Yeah,
say
forget
that.
you're watching Jack Frost. Actually, you know what? Here's my solution to you. Seek out this movie, find the Michael Keaton one, do the reverse accident, find the Michael Keaton one, get fucked up, watch the Michael Keaton one, and you'll have a much better time.
Yeah, you might have a little tear in the eye at the end. It's all good though.
You're gonna need that.
If
booty.
you-
You're gonna
Yeah, if you don't, you're not human, right?
right, and some tissues. Grab some ice cream right in there too. It's a very different Jack Frost experience.
All right. Well,
All right.
you know what? We got some more watching to do, so let's get to it.